In the quiet town of Saanich, a realtor walked into a showing that would tragically be her last. Lindsay Buziak was a bright, ambitious real estate agent known for her dedication and vibrant personality. In February 2008, her life was brutally cut short under circumstances that today still puzzle law enforcement and captivate public interest. Despite numerous leads and theories, the perpetrator remains at large, and the details of that night are shrouded in mystery. What happened on that cold February evening remains a haunting question. February 2008, Lindsay Buziak received a call that would lead her to 1702 Sousa Place. It was a typical day for Lindsay, a vibrant young realtor, as she navigated the competitive real estate market of Saanich, British Columbia. The phone call, however, was anything but ordinary. On the other end was a woman with a distinct foreign accent expressing an urgent desire to buy a house. This wasn't just any house. The woman was interested in $1 million property, and she needed it immediately. The urgency and specifics of the request were unusual. Real estate transactions, especially those involving such high stakes, typically require time. Time to know the client, understand their needs, and ensure everything is in place. This woman, however, was insistent. She wanted to see the property right away, pushing for a showing on the very day she called. Lindsay agreed to the showing, setting it for later that evening at the luxurious 1702 Sousa Place. Friends and family later recounted that Lindsay had expressed some unease about this showing. There was something about the woman's insistence and the lack of a direct referral that didn't sit right with her. Despite this, Lindsay, ever the professional, decided to proceed, chalked up her nerves to normal pre-showing jitters, and prepared herself to meet her new clients. Upon arriving at the property, Lindsay found it oddly quiet. The sun was just beginning to set, casting long shadows through the spacious, empty rooms of the house. As she waited, the stillness of the upscale neighborhood wrapped around her, a stark contrast to the usual hustle of her daily life. The couple she was meeting, as described by Lindsay to her colleagues, matched the woman's voice on the phone. A well-dressed man and woman, both with accents, eager yet oddly vague about what they were looking for in a home. With optimism, Lindsay stepped into the property, unaware of the danger that awaited. Hours after her appointment, the silence was broken by a devastating discovery. Lindsay Buziak, a vibrant young realtor, had arranged to show a luxury home that evening. Concern grew when she failed to respond to routine check-in messages. Her boyfriend, Jason Zalo, feeling uneasy, decided to head to the property along with a friend. What they expected to be a routine follow-up turned into a grim revelation. Upon arriving at the upscale Sousa Place, they found Lindsay's car parked outside, an ordinary sight that belied the horror inside. The front door was locked, prompting Jason to enter through the back. The house, meant to showcase elegance and comfort, was eerily quiet. As they walked through the meticulously staged rooms, a chilling unease filled the air. The decor, once arranged to entice potential buyers, now framed a tragic tableau. In the master bedroom, they found Lindsay. The bright, ambitious woman who had walked into the house earlier that day was now a silent victim of a brutal crime. Her dreams and potential cruelly extinguished. The police were called immediately. Officers flooded the scene, their presence disrupting the suburban calm. The home, once a symbol of luxury and aspiration, was now cordoned off with yellow tape, its open doors revealing a grim scene to the gathering crowd. The scene they stumbled upon was a peaceful home turned crime scene. As investigators combed through the evidence, every clue seemed only to deepen the mystery. In the days following the tragic murder of Lindsay Buziak, the Saanich police launched an exhaustive investigation, piecing together every fragment of information available. Yet, despite their meticulous efforts, the case quickly turned into one of the most perplexing unsolved mysteries in Canadian history. The initial phase of the investigation focused on reconstructing Lindsay's last known interactions. Detectives scrutinized phone records, emails, and her social media footprint, hoping to find a thread that might lead to her killer. They interviewed friends, family members, and colleagues, anyone who might shed light on the events leading up to her untimely death. However, the more they delved, the more elusive the answers became. One of the most baffling aspects of this case was the lack of physical evidence. At the crime scene, a meticulous search was conducted, but it yielded no fingerprints or DNA that could be linked to a suspect. This absence of forensic evidence suggested a chilling possibility. The perpetrator might have been forensically aware, careful enough to leave no trace behind. This level of caution pointed towards premeditation and a chilling professionalism in the execution of the crime. Theories abounded among the investigating team. Some proposed that the murder was a hit, orchestrated by individuals with a vendetta against Lindsay, possibly linked to her work or personal life. Others speculated about a random act of violence, though this seemed less likely given the targeted nature of the attack. Each theory was explored, leads were followed, but all ended in dead ends. As the investigation continued, the involvement of the public through tips and potential sightings seemed promising at times, but none led to a breakthrough. With each passing day, the trail seemed to grow colder. The mystery of who killed Lindsay Buziak and why remains unsolved, a haunting question mark over the peaceful community of Saanich. Amidst the swirling theories and cold trails, one voice remained persistent. It belonged to Lindsay Buziak's father, a man whose life took an unexpected turn into a relentless quest for justice. Year after year, he has stood firmly in the public eye, his voice unwavering as he appeals for any information that might lead to the capture of his daughter's killer. In the wake of Lindsay's tragic death, her father became an advocate, not just for her, but for all victims of unsolved crimes. He has been vocal in his critique of the investigation, pointing out delays and what he perceives as missteps in the handling of his daughter's case. His relentless pursuit has kept Lindsay's story alive in the media and maintained public interest in a case that might otherwise have faded from memory. Through public appeals, press conferences, and interviews, he has repeatedly called on anyone with information to come forward. He has pushed for a re-examination of the evidence and has tirelessly sought the involvement of higher authorities in the hope of injecting new life into the investigation. His determination is palpable. You can hear the resolve in his voice, see it in his eyes during interviews. This is a father who has been thrust into an unimaginable situation and has risen to challenge it head-on. His determination is a beacon of hope in the quest for truth. In a case shrouded in mystery where leads seem to vanish as quickly as they appear, his resolve shines brightly, a constant reminder that justice, though delayed, should never be denied. In a case shrouded in mystery, the power of community might hold the key to unlocking the truth. When a crime goes unsolved, it sends ripples through the fabric of a community, leaving questions that echo in the minds of those connected by geography or simply by shared humanity. In the tragic case of Lindsay Buziak, the community's role has never been more critical. Each resident, each neighbor, might hold a fragment of information seemingly insignificant on its own, but potentially pivotal in the grand scheme of investigation. Consider the nature of Lindsay's death: brutal, brazen, and shrouded in enigma. It happened in a house just like many others, on a street that might resemble your own. This proximity to ordinary life is what makes community input invaluable. Sometimes it's the smallest detail, noticed and shared, that leads to a breakthrough. That's why it's imperative for everyone to keep their eyes and ears open, to remember that no piece of information is too small. Moreover, the role of public interest in media can't be overstated. By keeping Lindsay's story alive, by refusing to let her case fade into the background, the media ensures that pressure remains on those responsible and on those tasked with solving this crime. It is this sustained interest that can often push a cold case back into the light. Your voice could be the one that brings justice to Lindsay. As we reach the present, the shadows of the past loom large over Saanich. The unsolved murder of Lindsay Buziak continues to stir the quiet community and baffle investigators. Over 15 years have passed since that tragic day, yet the answers seem as distant as ever. Lindsay's story is not just a tale of a life tragically cut short, it is a call to action for every one of us. The importance of community vigilance cannot be overstated. Each discussion, every share, and all forms of engagement contribute significantly to keeping Lindsay's case in the public eye. It is only through persistent public interest and the relentless pursuit of justice that we can hope to uncover new leads. In a world brimming with unsolved mysteries, the role of the community becomes ever more crucial. We must stand together, vigilant and determined, to aid those still seeking answers. Help shed light on this darkness. Share, discuss, and contribute to solving the mystery of Lindsay Buziak.